And what we eat is really our chemotherapy 3 times a day.
Meet Dr. William Li, a world-renowned Harvard-trained medical doctor, researcher, president, and founder of the Angiogenesis Foundation. His work has led to more than 40 FDA-approved therapeutics and devices for cancer, cardiovascular disease, wound healing, and vision loss. He is also a New York Times best-selling author with Eat to Beat Disease: The New Science of How Your Body Can Heal Itself. He also published another book, Eat to Beat Diet: Burn Fat, Heal Your Metabolism, and Live Longer. Craving a tasty bite that does more than just satisfy your hunger? What if the foods you love could actually help fight cancer? In this video featuring Dr. Li, we'll share the top 3 cancer-fighting C's you can eat. Simple, delicious foods that double as powerful health boosters. Before we begin, if you're new to our channel, welcome. Let's grow together. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss our upcoming content. Disclaimer. Number 1. Carrots.
Carrots are one of my favorite foods as well. Get them in the grocery store all year round. And I used to think, by the way, carrots were not that great. I used to think of them as rabbit food, right? If a pet rabbit, you feed them some carrots. But guess what? Carrots are really, really delicious. And they also have a lot of dietary fiber and carotenoids. Not surprisingly, the name carotenoids, carrot, they're similar. These carotenoids get into your body and they help feed your gut microbiome along with the dietary fiber. Dietary fiber and carotenoids lower inflammation, all right? And they boost immunity to help protect you against infection. And the carotenoids also have powerful antioxidant properties that can protect your DNA from damage coming from the environment. So what kind of damage am I talking about? You know, toxins that you might breathe in or be exposed to, radiation like radon coming from the earth, you can't stop that. Off-gassing, what have you been talking about? New furniture, new carpet, new car, all that lovely smell that we associate with new stuff. Hey, those are solvents that are off-gassing. They damage our DNA. And of course, environmental pollution. Unfortunately, we're surrounded by it. So carrots, by protecting our DNA from the inside out, actually helps us counter the effects of what we might be exposed to in the environment. Now, how good is carrots and how do we know that it works in people? Well, a study from the Quadram Institute for Biosciences in the United Kingdom looked at 64 subjects, adults, and fed them the equivalent of 2.5 cups of carrots. That's about 5 medium-sized carrots per day, all right? And by the way, the carrots were actually frozen carrots that you could buy in a grocery store. So just know it's really easy to get these carrots. And they were cooked for 10 minutes in boiling water. Then they were minced up in a food processor before being fed to the subjects. And what the researchers did is they analyzed the blood from the subjects before the study, before they ate carrots, and then 3 weeks after they were eating carrots, and then 6 weeks after that. So here's what they found. As soon as 3 weeks after starting carrot eating, the blood of the subjects in this research had more DNA repairing activity than before they started eating carrots, meaning that compared to the beginning of the research study, they had more DNA protecting power just 3 weeks later, all right? Now, this is something else that you might not know about carrots, is that carrots were not originally orange. The original carrots were purple. Well, actually, they were purple on the outside and kind of yellow on the inside. If you snapped them in half, you'd see a purple ring, and then the inside of it would be bright yellow. So how did carrots become orange? Well, in the 17th century, farmers in the Netherlands, Dutch farmers, began breeding carrots so they were mostly orange. And the legend goes that these farmers were paying tribute to William of Orange, the Dutchman who helped to free the Netherlands from Spanish rule. And that started this cascade of enthusiasm to have orange carrots, all right?
Carrots. Who hasn't seen them before? That striking, bright orange vegetable, crisp and full of character, catches the eye immediately. At first glance, ordinary carrots might appear simple or unremarkable, but when someone breaks one in half, that vivid color practically announces that something extraordinary is at work. And what creates that brilliant orange hue? It's a remarkable compound called beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is one of those bioactive substances, and anyone might guess it, plays a significant role in supporting health. It reduces inflammation, interrupts the blood supply to tumors through a process known as anti-angiogenesis, and effectively deprives cancer cells of the nourishment they need to survive. Carrots are far more than just an attractive snack to enjoy. They are brimming with nutrients that can confront cancer directly. These crisp, vibrant vegetables are rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and plant-based elements that collaborate to slow tumor growth and cut off the resources cancer cells desperately seek. So, what exactly powers that radiant orange glow? Beta-carotene, a potent antioxidant that research connects to slowing the proliferation of cancer cells. Studies indicate that it can interfere with angiogenesis, the mechanism by which cancer develops new blood vessels to fuel its spread. By blocking this process, beta-carotene essentially starves tumors, preventing them from expanding. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, scientists looked at many studies to see how vegetables like carrots affect cancer. They found strong evidence that eating non-starchy vegetables and fruits can lower the risk of certain cancers, like those in the mouth, throat, lungs, stomach, and colon. Some research also shows that foods with carotenoids, like carrots, might help lower the risk of lung cancer and a certain kind of breast cancer. There's also some evidence that eating lots of fruits and non-starchy vegetables may help protect against bladder cancer. And here's an additional detail that stands out as truly fascinating. Laboratory research has demonstrated their ability to target cancer stem cells. Many are familiar with these, those persistent cells responsible for cancer's recurrence. After treatments like surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation, patients often feel they have overcome the disease, only for it to return years later. Why? Because cancer stem cells can regenerate the tumor. Remarkably, carrots have been shown to eliminate colon cancer stem cells, an extraordinary discovery. Beyond that, they are simply an enjoyable food to include in one's diet. They can be steamed, roasted, or shredded into a salad. There's even a delicious carrot soup recipe featured in Dr. Lee's book, Eat to Beat Disease. It's truly delightful. Carrots are packed with essential nutrients like vitamin A, polyphenols, and fiber, all of which help safeguard the body from oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, two major contributors to cancer development. By keeping inflammation under control, carrots foster an internal environment where cancer struggles to establish itself. And that fiber? It's a vital supporter of gut health, nourishing the beneficial bacteria in the digestive system. A healthy gut strengthens the immune system, enabling it to detect and eliminate cancerous cells before they become a serious threat. For those looking to enhance their benefits even further, roasting carrots and then cooling them in the refrigerator transforms the fiber into resistant starch, which is easier for the body to digest and provides an additional lift to the gut microbiome. But there's more to carrots than meets the eye. They contain falcarinol, a natural compound found in the vegetable that research suggests may have anti-cancer properties. Some studies have explored how falcarinol can inhibit the growth of cancer cells, particularly in the colon, by disrupting their ability to multiply unchecked. This compound works alongside beta-carotene to create a multi-layered defense against cancer progression. Plus, carrots are incredibly versatile. They can be enjoyed raw as a satisfying snack, grated into a refreshing slaw, or blended into a smoothie for a burst of flavor and nutrition. They're widely available too, found in nearly every grocery store. And if someone opts for baby carrots, they're conveniently prepped for quick eating. Even frozen carrots retain their nutritional value, locking in those bioactive compounds for whenever they're needed. Whether someone is looking to support overall wellness or simply add more variety to their meals, carrots offer an accessible and delicious way to nourish the body. Here's a simple way to incorporate carrots into your diet. A straightforward yet delicious option is a roasted carrot and ginger soup. This dish highlights the vegetable's natural sweetness, while offering a comforting warmth. To prepare it, one begins by preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. Then take about 1 pound of carrots, peeled and cut into chunks, and toss them with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and a sprinkle of black pepper on a baking sheet. Roast them for approximately 25 to 30 minutes until they're tender and slightly caramelized. Meanwhile, in a pot, sauté 1 chopped onion in a tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat until it softens, about 5 minutes. Add a tablespoon of freshly grated ginger and cook for another minute to release its aroma. Once the carrots are roasted, add them to the pot along with 4 cups of vegetable broth. Bring the mixture to a boil, then reduce the heat and simmer for 15 minutes. Using an immersion blender, Puree the soup until smooth, adjusting the seasoning with additional salt and pepper as needed. Serve it warm, perhaps with a slice of crusty bread, for a nourishing meal that celebrates carrots' vibrant flavor. Number 2. Cherries.
Hey, Dr. Will Lee here. I am actually going to take you on a special field trip into an urban market and show you all the healthy foods that I'm looking for and how I think about it based on what I know about the foods and their data and what's actually inside the food. You ready? Come on with me. First thing I'm seeing actually are some cherries. Cherries are amazing. They're super sweet. Actually, studies have shown that cherries and cherry juice can reduce inflammation and reduce dementia. So that's pretty remarkable. Summer cherries are absolutely amazing.
Next up, the focus shifts to cherries. Cherries, sometimes referred to as nature's candy, are not merely a delightful sweet treat. They are a rich source of nutrients and bioactive compounds that can aid in preventing and combating cancer. These succulent fruits are filled with antioxidants, vitamins, and substances that deprive cancer cells of sustenance while enhancing immunity. Cherries contain an abundance of anthocyanins, the same beneficial components found in purple potatoes, that neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage cells and contribute to cancer development. Research indicates that anthocyanins may reduce the risk of cancers such as breast, colon, and even skin cancer. Many people might not initially consider cherries a cancer-fighting food, but imagine this: a handful of these deep red treasures, perfectly ripened. When someone places one in their mouth, it delivers a burst of sweet tart flavor, truly delightful. They can be enjoyed fresh as a snack, blended into a smoothie, or savored after dinner as a light dessert. According to a study in Molecules, the study looked at the healthy parts of cherries, especially a group of chemicals called phenolics, which have important health benefits. These chemicals can lower harmful substances in our bodies and reduce inflammation, which is when parts of our body get sore and swollen. This inflammation and many harmful substances can lead to cancer. The study also found that sweet cherries can help control how cells grow and die, which is important because cancer cells often grow too much instead of dying when they should. Additionally, cherries may stop cancer cells from spreading and changing how they use energy, which can help in fighting cancer. Cherries are also a source of vitamin C and a compound called cyanidin, which studies suggest can weaken the protective barriers of cancer cells, making them more vulnerable to the immune system or medical treatments. Furthermore, their anti-inflammatory properties play a critical role in slowing cancer progression. This fruit is an excellent provider of flavonoids as well, which strengthen the immune system. A robust immune response can halt abnormal cells before they advance and address potential cancer threats before they escalate. In fact, cherry extracts are occasionally utilized to support recovery in cancer patients, offering their bodies additional resilience during treatment. Cherries shine as a seasonal favorite, particularly in the summer months, offering a wonderful way to incorporate fruit into one's diet. They provide a natural sweetness that remains balanced, making them suitable for those mindful of sugar intake. Speaking of sugar, the natural sugars in fruit are generally well tolerated by most individuals, provided consumption remains moderate. Whole fruit is consistently gentler on the body's metabolism than juice, so choosing fresh cherries over cherry juice is often recommended when possible. They are readily available at most grocery stores, and frozen cherries serve as an equally valuable option, preserving those vital bioactive compounds that help starve cancer cells and reduce inflammation. Beyond their appealing taste, cherries offer even more to explore. They contain melatonin, a naturally occurring compound that regulates sleep and has been studied for its potential antioxidant and anti-cancer effects. Some research suggests that melatonin may inhibit tumor growth by protecting cells from oxidative damage, adding another layer of defense alongside anthocyanins and quercetin. Cherries also provide dietary fiber, which supports digestive health and feeds beneficial gut bacteria, further bolstering the immune system's ability to detect and eliminate early cancerous changes. Their versatility extends to the kitchen as well. Beyond snacking, they can be pitted and added to yogurt, baked into wholesome muffins, or even paired with savory dishes for a unique flavor contrast. Whether fresh or frozen, their nutritional profile remains intact, making them a convenient choice year-round. Here's a simple way to incorporate cherries into your diet. A straightforward yet delicious option is cherry and almond yogurt parfait. This dish combines the fruit's tart sweetness with creamy and crunchy elements, making it ideal for breakfast or a light dessert. To make it, start with 1 cup of fresh or frozen pitted cherries. If using frozen, let them thaw slightly. In a glass or bowl, layer half a cup of plain Greek yogurt as the base. Spoon half of the cherries over the yogurt, then sprinkle 2 tablespoons of chopped almonds for a satisfying crunch. Repeat the layers with another half cup of yogurt, the remaining cherries, and 2 more tablespoons of almonds. For a touch of natural sweetness, drizzle a teaspoon of honey over the top. The preparation takes mere minutes, and the result is a balanced treat that showcases cherries' delightful taste while providing a dose of their beneficial compounds. Number 3. Cabbage.
Is a whole group of greens that are known as brassica. Now, brassica you might have heard of. That's because a bunch of healthy greens belong to them. Broccoli, broccoli rabe, kale, cauliflower, cabbage, collard greens, mustard greens. Now, these brassica vegetables contain bioactives called ITCs. This stands for isothiocyanates. Isothiocyanates, ITCs. And these are the bioactives that are responsible for the characteristic flavor of brassica vegetables. A little sulfurous, a little sharp, slightly bitter taste. Bitter usually means better when it comes to your health, right? And that's what brassica vegetables do. So what do ITCs, isothiocyanates, do in the body? Well, they are potent anti-inflammatory bioactives, and they also help to improve your circulation. They improve angiogenesis, that's your body's health defenses, and they can actually improve your immune system as well. And if you want to get the most of these ITCs from brassica plants, here's a couple of things you want to do. You can cook them quickly. Don't overcook them or you'll degrade the ITCs. And when you eat them, and you want to make sure they're tasty, right? You can only eat so much raw broccoli, which most people don't do. But if you blanch it quickly, saute it, then it actually becomes something really delicious. And here's what you want to do when you eat them. You want to make sure you chew them. And the reason that you want to chew your vegetables is that the ITCs, the good stuff, is locked inside the cell of the plant, right? Plants have cells, just like humans have cells, but human cells are soft and squishy. Plant cells are rigid and box-like. It's like a shoebox, all right? And you want to break that shoebox open in order to be able to release the ITCs and other enzymes. So when you chew your broccoli, what you're doing is you're breaking open the shoebox containing the ITCs, and you're releasing also an enzyme called myrosinase. And this enzyme, myrosinase, breaks down the ITCs and generates sulforaphanes. And the sulforaphanes then go on to, when you swallow them, go on to stimulate your health defenses. All right, so this is how it works. Pick the brassica from the field, bring it back. You can blanch it, cook it quickly. My little tip for cooking brassicas, if you want to cook it, it should be bright green, brighter than when you actually have them raw, and then stop, all right? Before they start to dull in color, that's when you've overcooked them. That's why the old kind of school way of boiling your vegetables pretty much destroyed when it comes to broccoli, for example. You've just destroyed all the ITCs, all right? So how do I actually like to cook them? You can steam them. You get steam of broccoli, like in 10 minutes you're done. Okay, you can blanch them. Blanching, as I mentioned to you, boil some water, wash your vegetables, all right, like broccoli rabe, quickly throw them into the boiling water, all right, and in 60 seconds, fish them out, drain them. You can even rinse them under some cool water if you want to stop the extra cooking. It should be bright green, all right? Then cut them up if you want, and then you can heat up a pan and saute them, a wok to stir fry them, or you can put them into a food processor and puree them, all right? And obviously, a food processor like super chewing, you're gonna get a lot of those ITCs out, all right? You can make a delicious soup or smoothie that way. Now, I actually like broccoli soup as an example. In my book, Eat to Beat Disease, I had a whole recipe for broccoli soup flavored with oregano, dried spice. Absolutely delicious. So you should check it out.
The discussion now turns to cabbage. When considering vegetables that are crisp and greenish in appearance, cabbage might not immediately seem impressive, but it holds remarkable qualities. Often overlooked, it serves as an unsung champion among vegetables. There's green cabbage and red cabbage, both dense, substantial heads brimming with nutrients. What gives them that heft? They consist of layers upon layers of leaves packed with beneficial compounds, ready to support health in meaningful ways. Cabbage is far from just a mundane side dish. It's teeming with cancer-fighting properties that shield the body from disease. Rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory agents, and plant-based substances, cabbage plays a vital role in slowing tumor growth and disrupting the resources cancer cells require to prosper. These leaves are filled with bioactive elements, naturally occurring components that lend foods their strength. In cabbage, the focus falls on glucosinolates. These compounds impart a subtle sharpness to the flavor and contribute significantly to cabbage's ability to combat cancer. Has anyone ever shredded cabbage for a slaw? A recent experience with a red cabbage salad revealed delightful bursts of crisp texture, truly enjoyable. One of cabbage's standout features is sulforaphane, a compound derived from glucosinolates when the vegetable is chopped or chewed. Sulforaphane halts the growth of cancer cells and interrupts angiogenesis, the process that cuts off the blood supply tumors depend on, effectively starving them. Clinical studies have demonstrated that cabbage may help reduce the risk of breast and colon cancers. Isn't that remarkable? So, what exactly is happening here? Glucosinolates exhibit anti-angiogenic properties, assist in detoxifying the body, and, in the case of colon cancer, make it more challenging for those cells to become aggressive. According to a study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention, researchers looked at how eating cabbage and other vegetables from the brassica family, like broccoli, might affect breast cancer risk in healthy older women who have gone through menopause. The study involved 34 women who were encouraged to eat more of these vegetables. The researchers wanted to see if eating more cabbage would change the way their bodies processed estrogen, a hormone that can influence cancer risk. The results showed that when the women ate more brassica vegetables, including cabbage, the levels of certain estrogen markers in their urine changed in a good way. For each small increase in cabbage intake, there was a noticeable rise in the positive markers related to lower breast cancer risk. The study suggested that cabbage might be particularly good at helping the body process estrogen properly. This means that eating more cabbage could help lower the risk of breast cancer by affecting hormone levels in the body. Cabbage is abundant in antioxidants, far more than one might expect from such an unassuming vegetable. These antioxidants combat free radicals, the harmful molecules that damage DNA and set the stage for cancer. By reducing oxidative stress, cabbage may lower the risk of cancer. Chronic inflammation, a known factor in cancer development, is also addressed by cabbage's anti-inflammatory compounds, which help keep it in check, creating an environment less conducive to cancer's growth. Additionally, this vegetable enhances the immune system, equipping the body with the strength to eliminate abnormal cells before they become problematic. Here's another fascinating aspect. Those glucosinolates reach the gut and nourish beneficial bacteria, such as bifidobacterium. This microorganism is a valuable ally in the digestive system, communicating with the immune system and fortifying its defenses against cancer. Thus, cabbage, whether enjoyed raw in a slaw, steamed, or sautéed, reduces inflammation, deprives cancer of sustenance, and supports a healthy gut microbiome. There's even more to appreciate about cabbage. It contains isothiocyanates, another group of compounds formed from glucosinolates, which research suggests can induce cancer cell death, a process known as apoptosis. This adds an extra layer of protection, particularly against cancers of the digestive tract. Cabbage also provides a wealth of vitamin C and vitamin K, both of which contribute to overall cellular health and resilience. Its versatility in the kitchen makes it an appealing choice. Beyond salads, it can be fermented into sauerkraut, offering probiotic benefits that further enhance gut health, or stir-fried with other vegetables for a warm, nourishing dish. Available in most markets, cabbage is an affordable and practical option, and its nutritional integrity holds strong whether fresh or cooked. Here's a simple way to incorporate cabbage into your diet. A straightforward yet delicious option is a red cabbage and apple slaw. This recipe brings out the vegetable's crisp texture and pairs it with a sweet tart contrast, perfect as a side or a light lunch. To prepare it, finely shred half a head of red cabbage, about 4 cups, and place it in a large bowl. Add 1 apple, cored and thinly sliced, for a fresh complement. In a separate small bowl, whisk together 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of honey, and a pinch of salt until well combined. Pour this dressing over the cabbage and apple mixture, tossing everything thoroughly to coat. Let the slaw sit for 10 to 15 minutes to allow the flavors to meld, then serve it chilled or at room temperature. Optionally, a handful of chopped parsley or a sprinkle of sesame seeds can be added for extra flair. This dish offers a vibrant way to enjoy cabbage's unique qualities in a format that's both tasty and approachable. All right, remember, no single food's a magic bullet, but adding these nutrient-packed C's to a balanced diet can power up your body's defenses. Always chat with your healthcare provider for personalized advice, especially if you're in treatment. Thanks for watching. If you liked this, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and family, and drop a comment below with your favorite healthy recipe or thoughts on food as medicine. For more tips on everyday choices for a healthier you, hit subscribe and check out our other videos. Until next time, stay healthy and keep thriving.